Okay, so today we will go and discuss the two-phase method using the same problem. Okay, so it's the same problem from number 15. Okay, and then we will just try to compare our solution for big M and two-phase. Okay, so this time we'll do two-phase. A two-phase method, and as I've said last time, regardless of whether it's big M or two-phase, it's just big M and two-phase are just there for us to accomplish our second mission of making sure that the artificial variables are zero. But both of them belong to the artificial variable technique, and therefore the standard form for the constraints remain the same, regardless of whether it's big M or two-phase. It is only in the objective that it will change. Big M will have M in the objective as a penalty, whereas two-phase will not have M but would structurally solve for the values of R's first, the artificial variables, and make them zero first in phase 1 before going to phase 2, before working on the actual objective function. So here, we divide our solution into two phases. So here, standard form is like what we had last time. Okay, so I just copied and pasted. So it's still the same. And then for the initial solution, it's still the same. Okay, so this is still our initial solution. Okay, the one that we had last time. So that's still our initial basic feasible solution. Since we have 8 variables and the 3 equations, 5 variables would be assumed zero. And the 5 variables, as I discussed last meeting, okay, would be as follows. The origin, which is our first goal, diba? To have an initial solution at the origin. And then the negative surplus variables will be assumed zero, and then the basic variables would be the slack and the artificial. Okay, so here is the difference. Now we start with phase 1 objective function, because for phase 1 we will not work on this objective. This objective function will activate in phase 2. Okay, for phase 1 our goal is to minimize the sum of all the artificial variables that we added into the model, into the standard form of the model. So if you added 2 artificial variables, like in this case 2, then the sum of R1 and R2 should be zero in phase 1. Okay, if you added 3 or 4 artificial variables, then the sum of all those variables should be zero. So for phase 1 objective, you will have a new objective, and it is always minimization. It is phase 1 is always minimization, because you don't want to maximize R. You want to minimize R, which is the sum of all the artificial variables you added into your standard form. In this case, R1 and R2. Okay, so phase 1 is always a minimization objective. Phase 2 depends on the objective given in the problem, right? Okay, so now, since we have this objective, and with the knowledge, with what I explained last meeting, that your basic variables, when you transfer it to the simplex tableau, remember after the initial basic feasible solution step, the next step is for you to transfer the coefficients of the standard form, okay, which is this one, coefficients of the standard form here into the simplex tableau, okay, together with the standard form of the objective, into the simplex tableau. But the simplex tableau has requirements, okay? Basic variables should be zero in the objective function row, okay? So here, that's why it's important that you get your feasible basic solution first. so that you know which variables are basic. And here you will see that R1 and R2 are both basic. And if they're basic, if the variables are basic, they should not appear in your objective function. Dapat wala sila doon. Now, if you look at your phase 1 objective, 2 out of the 3 basic variables appear in the objective function. They should not be there. In other words, they should have 0 coefficient. But since they have 1, or when you transpose it, -1 as their coefficient, then you have to simplify this first and get rid of R1 and R2. Class, basic question. How do you get rid of R1 and R2 in the objective function? Get rid. How do you get rid of them so that they have 0 coefficient when transferred to the simplex tableau? Gwendolyn, replace with what? With whatever they're equal to from the constraints. So I go to the constraints. No? Standard form. This is the standard form of constraint 1, 2, and 3. Okay, that's the standard form. So replace them with whatever they are equal to in standard form of the constraint. So R1 is equal to 2 minus this. Okay? Okay, so nasa chat box na, no? Chinat na ni Gwendolyn. Okay, so R2 naman is equal to this. Take note that we are only transforming the basic variables. Okay? If there are non-basic variables in the objective, that's okay kasi they can have coefficients. Only the basic variables need to be transformed. And that's a basic concept, important concept when we go to the transition later from phase 1 to phase 2. Uulitin ko, only basic variables have to be transformed and eliminated from the objective function equation. Okay, only the basic variables. Okay, and therefore, when you go back to the constraints, you only look for R1 and R2 because they're the basic variables. Okay, so R1 is therefore equal to 2 plus x1 minus x2 plus x3 plus s2. And you replace that. So let's do that. Okay, so minimize R. So let's continue here. R1 is now equal to, from equation number 2, okay, 2 plus x1 minus x2 plus x3 plus s2. 2 plus x1 minus x2 plus x3 plus s2. Okay, and then R2 plus R2, no? And R2 is equal to 5 minus 3x1 minus x3 plus s3. Okay, I think we have it correctly. Okay. So as you can see, by replacing R1 and R2 using the standard form of the equations, no? You're able to get rid of R1 and R2 from the objective. And what remains, if you see here, are x1, x2, x3, s2, and s3, okay, which are all non-basic variables. x1, x2, x3, s2, and s3 are all non-basic variables. That is the goal. Diba? The objective function has to be expressed in terms of the non-basic variables. So now, we have to convert it to standard form. So converting it to standard form, we have to transpose all the variables to the left side and retain the constants on the right side. Okay, so doing that, you will now, so gagawin na natin ngayon, standard form of phase 1 objective. Okay, so you'll have R. So when you simplify, okay, mental na lang tayo ha. x1 minus 3x1 is negative 2x1. When you transfer to the right side, to the left side, it's positive 2x1. Then x2, negative x2, wala naman siyang ibang kasama. So transfer to the left side is positive x2. And then x3, you have plus x3 and minus x3. So that cancels out. So mawawala yung x3. And then finally, you have S2, negative, transfer to the left side, negative S2. S3, transfer to the left side, negative S3. And then retain the constants on the right side, the 2 and the 5, so that is equal to 7. So this class is the standard form for your phase 1 objective. Since we have done the standard form of the constraints, the standard form of the objective, and we have an initial basic feasible solution already, we're now ready to transfer it into what we call the simplex tableau. And we will work on phase 1. Iteration 1-1. Iteration phase 1. First iteration, okay? So, as you can see, same pa rin, no? Setting up the table, x1, x2, x3, and then s1, s2, and then I usually set it up in the order in which the variables appear. So you have s1, s2, r1, s3, r2, and then solution. Okay, and then get your basic variables, S1, R1, R2, diba? So the first, what would be first row, class? What would be the first row?
R.
Okay, R. It's not Z, it's R. That's your objective. And then just put your S1, R1, R2, since these are your basic variables. Okay, so let's label it. S1 is BV, R1 is BV, R2 is BV. Okay, I normally do this so that I can check if it satisfies the requirements. Diba? After transferring the coefficients, you can check if it satisfies the requirements. So for the objective, coefficient of x1 is 2, x2 is 1, x3 is 0, walang S1, S2 is negative 1, R1 is 0, S3 is negative 1, R2 is 0. So as you can see, the three basic variables there have 0 coefficients, so it's satisfied and your solution is 7. And then transferring from the constraints, (1, negative 1, 3). I'm just looking through the standard form. Okay, that's your first iteration. So now you can go back and compare your first iteration. So obviously, class, for the constraints, pareho lang yan. Big M and two-phase, pareho lang yan. Dito, magkakaiba kasi may M ka. Okay, doon sa big M, this should be 7M, no? And then this one should have some M's in it. Okay? So yun lang ang difference, no, ng big M tsaka two-phase, yung sa objective row. Okay, now once you've set this up, the next is procedural na. The next is your simplex procedure, which I expect at this time, everyone should already be very familiar with. Alam nyo na kung anong gagawin after you have set up the tableau. Okay, the hard part is in setting it up. Once you have the coefficients, then it becomes a mechanical procedure. Okay, Entering variable. Obviously, hindi pa to optimal, di ba? What do you choose? Is it, okay, so titingin tayo dito, di ba, sa row na to. Sa row na yan, titingin tayo dyan. Okay? Anong pipiliin nyo? Most positive or most negative? Remember, your candidates are only here, yung mga non-basic. So, Sasha says it's most positive. Tama ba? Most positive? That's the rule for a minimization objective. Okay, you choose the most positive coefficient. Pag maximization objective, you choose the most negative coefficients. Okay, so again, everybody follows the same rule, most positive. Although, pwede naman kahit na hindi most positive. It will still work. Okay, but for standardization, we choose this one. Then, get the ratio. So ulit na to, just like what we had last time. So we'll go through this quickly. Okay, get the ratio. Okay. 7. What's the ratio between 2 and -1 plus?
You don't get
Anyone?
the ratio, sir.
None.
None. Don't get the ratio. Okay. Then 5 by 3 is 5/3. Therefore, the minimum ratio is 5/3. Class, ha, pag nagkamali kayo sa pagpili kung ano yung smallest, that's a problem. Ha? Okay? The procedure is already there, no? Alam niyo yung procedure. Pero dahil sinabi ng procedure, smallest ratio, tapos 7 pinili nyo, and that's a big problem. Okay? And wag nyo sanang isipin na, naku, hindi ako magkakamali dyan. Kasi I've seen that so many times in the quiz. Okay? Mali yung pagpili ng minimum ratio. Pag nagkamali ka ng pagpili ng minimum ratio class, what will be the effect? Makikita nyo agad yan. Makikita nyo yung effect. Anyone who wants to answer? If, for example, nagkamali ako, careless error, S1 yung nagawa kong leaving variable, what happens? Will you be able to iterate? Okay, Keith, you get an infeasible solution, I think. Will you be able to iterate? Makakapag-Gauss Jordan ba kayo kahit mali yung ratio nyo? Yes or no? Can you still perform Gauss Jordan if you selected the wrong minimum ratio? Anyone? Sinong nagsasabing yes, makaka-proceed kayo? Raise your hand. Sino nagsasabing, okay, Gwendolyn Ang, raised hand. Okay, who else? Who else believes that you can still do the Gauss Jordan? You can proceed, even if you had the wrong selection. Okay, konti lang. Okay, the rest, okay, so marami na nag-raise hand. The answer is, okay, the answer is, yes, you can still proceed. Makapag-Gauss Jordan pa rin kayo kasi it's just an algebraic transformation. You can do that. Pero, what will happen? If you proceed, what will happen to the next iteration? Sabi ni Keith, magiging infeasible. That answer is correct. Okay? When you proceed with the iteration, you will eventually find out in iteration 1-2 that one of your basic variables, no, dito, one of your basic variables will become negative. Okay, dito sa solution column. As I've said, okay lang mag-negative dito sa row na to. Okay, okay lang yan. For R, hindi pwede. Hindi pwedeng negative. Pero for Z, pwedeng mag-negative ito. Okay, depending on your objective function, yung equation. Sa R kasi, positive lahat ng coefficients, so imposibleng mag-negative ito. Okay? Because R1, R2, all the R's are greater than or equal to 0. And if the coefficients are all positive, here, all positive, imposibleng mag-negative yung R mo at any iteration. Pero yung Z, pag may negative coefficient ka, pwede. Pwedeng mag-negative yan. Okay? So dito, hindi talaga pwede. Non-negotiable. Cannot have negative. So when you go to the next iteration, is one of them will become negative and you will be forced to stop. So malalaman nyo rin na nagkamali kayo ng choice or selection. Okay? Pero you would have wasted, 5-10 minutes of your time already. Okay? Babalik kayo dito. Okay, so going back. Leaving variable. So now, iterate na tayo. So class, I want everybody to have pen and paper. Okay, pen and paper beside you right now. Okay, walang tatamad-tamad. Okay, please get your pen, get your paper. Do the iterations. Bahala kayo which iteration you want to do. Okay, but we need to come up with iteration 1-2. If you have already done this in your assignment correctly and you don't want to do it again, it's fine. Pero I suggest that you practice. Kasi manual iteration tayo, di ba? Okay, so what happens here is that x1 will come here. So magiging S1, R1, and x1. Okay, and the procedure tells us that since x1 is now a basic variable, okay, here this is a basic variable, then to conform to the identity matrix requirement, this one has to be 1. Kailangan S1 is 1, 0, 0, R1 is 0, 1, 0, then X1 here should be 0, 0, 1. And since it's a basic variable already, this coefficient also has to be 0. And that is why we do Gauss-Jordan or elimination by addition. No? So we make this 1 and all of the other elements in that column 0 to conform to the simplex requirements. Okay, so divide. So again, every row is an equation. So you divide the equation by 3. You do not change anything. You do not change the system of equations that you have. Okay, so divide by 3. I'll do that. And then the rest, please iterate. 1, 0. Okay, so your next goal is to make this 0. Okay, so for some of you, if you still have a problem doing the elimination by addition, so ibig sabihin, this is your basis row. I multiply this by the opposite of this one. So since opposite of this one is 1, I multiply this by 1. Okay, same pa rin, di ba? And then I add, okay, to get the transformed equation. Okay, so I will just add this, which is what we did last meeting then. Okay, please do it now on your seats. And you can type your answer in the chat box. Okay, so I'll do it together with you. In fact, I don't have to do it kasi dapat kayo yung gumagawa nito. And you can just check, tell me na lang kung tama yung sagot ko o hindi, no? Kasi for this, you can use your calculator. Puro numbers lang naman. please check and raise your hand if you got the same answer. If I made a mistake, please let me know. Okay, so Jillian, thank you. If you raise your hand, it means it's the same, huh? Okay, thank you. So for those who raised their hand, thumbs up if you did it right now on the spot. Did you? Okay. All right. So just keep practicing so that you'll get this. Okay. So again, for those who are still lagging behind, that tells you to practice, practice, practice. Okay. Okay. So let's proceed. Sabi kanina, most positive. Okay. Gwendolyn, you have a question?
Oh, I just forgot to lower my hand.
Okay, all right. Okay, so choose the most positive, diba? So if you check here, if you check, all of them are negative already, no, in the objective function row, except for this one. So since you're asked to choose the most positive, you only have one choice here. Here. Okay, and then for the ratio, it's 16 over 3 divided by 1. So that's 16 over 3. 11 over 3 divided by 1. That's 11 over 3. 5 over 3 divided by 0. Do not get the ratio. Okay? It does not qualify. We will discuss that next week. Okay? What it means if you have all zeros or negatives. No? In fact, you cannot get a ratio. Okay? Let's say all of these are negative or 0, then there's no ratio. So you cannot have a leading variable. So what does that mean? So that falls under a special case in LP model solutions, no, or solving, which we will discuss. Actually, we will not discuss na, no? Kasi may lecture na yan, eh. I already uploaded the lecture. So you just have to listen to it and we will discuss whatever questions you get from the lecture. Okay? So minimum ratio. Class, let me ask. Unmute yourself. 16 over 3 or 11 over 3?
11 over 3.
Okay, thank you, Mark. Okay, and I hope everyone agrees. There. So you have your entering variable and your leaving variable. So next is iterate again. Please continue to do this. So I'll do the first step. X2 will take the place of R1. So you still have S1, then X2, and X1. Okay, so as you can see, R1 and R2 are no longer in your basic variable column. Ibig sabihin, non-basic na sila or 0. Okay, so they're already 0. So you expect your R to be 0 already, no, in this iteration. Okay, so pivot element. Ito. This has to be 1. So if it's not 1, divide it by itself. But since it's already 1, just copy it, no? I hope that's clear. So 0, 1, just copy. Okay, and then the next task is after this becomes 1, to conform to the identity matrix requirement, this has to be 0. 0 na siya, so okay na. This has to be 0. This has to be 0 also. Meaning, since both of them are 1, just multiply this by -1 and add to the 2 rows. Do it now, please. So this 1, 1, 0, Just copy, no? Kasi 0 na siya eh. I send you a PDF of this lecture later, no? So you don't have to take a screenshot. Okay, and then multiply by -1. Okay, raise hand or thumbs up if you got the same table. If I made a mistake, please let me know. Okay, hindi ba tapos? Okay, may nag-thumbs up na. Thank you, Inigo. Keith, thank you. Julian, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Binet, thank you. Okay. Okay, so a few of you got it already. And now if you check here, all of them are 0 na, no? Lahat ng coefficients are 0. You have negative left. Wala ka ng positive na mapipilian. So therefore, optimal na to. And at optimum of phase 1, kailangan 0 to, ha? You cannot have all negative coefficients here and yet this one is not 0. Not possible. Okay, it means that you made a mistake. This one has to be 0 kasi the sum of R, which is R1 plus R2, should be 0. Phase 1 is actually used to ensure that all your artificial variables are made 0 before you solve the actual problem or the actual LP model. Okay, that's the purpose of phase 1. And this one are your basic variables, not at the optimum of phase 1. These basic variables become your initial basic solution when you actually solve the mean or the original problem. So the purpose of the two-phase method is to help you have an initial solution for your model without the R's. Okay? Unlike the Big M technique, your initial basic solution involved artificial variables. Okay? Kaya nag-Big M tayo para eventually mawala yung artificial variables doon sa optimum. Okay, here it's a more structured approach. Phase 1 will ensure muna wala ka ng R. And then whatever optimal iteration ng phase 1, itutuloy natin yan sa phase 2. That becomes our starting point. So in other words, this part, okay, this part that I'm encircling using this eraser, this part, itong part na to, remains the same. Ito pa rin yung equations mo pagdating sa first iteration ng phase 2. Kasi ito yung basic variable mo, ito yung initial solution mo. Only this part will change back to z. Babalik to sa z. Papalitan natin to. And once you have the optimal iteration, automatically, class, tanggalin nyo na yung column ng R1 at saka R2. The columns simply mean that you are taking away the R1 and R2 from your constraints and from your objective. Wala na siya. They don't exist anymore. Okay? So here comes the transition. So, yes. So I'm not sure, but for the element on row S1, column S2, I got positive 1, not 0. Row S1, column S2. Okay. Anyone who will confirm that? Ito daw. Row S1. This is 1 daw. Positive 1 din. Si Gwyneth. Who else? One more. This one.
Yeah,
This one. Positive 1. Okay. Sige. Positive 1. Okay. Right. So now, let's go to the transition. So, phase 2, objective tayo. Remember this ha. Itong 3 rows na to, initial solution na natin ito. Basic variables nyo, S1, X1, and X2 na. Ito na yung basic variables nyo. These are the standard form of your equations already. Remember, these equations were transformed from iteration 1-1 all the way up to here. So they represent the same system of equations, and therefore ito pa rin yung standard form ng tatlong constraints ninyo. Okay? Now, our goal here is to get the standard form. We cannot use R anymore. Tanggal na yan. Okay? Our goal is to use, so let me cross this out. Tanggal na to. Yan yan. Our goal is to use now the original objective and get the standard form for the original objective. So, original objective is maximize z equal to x1 minus 2x2 plus 3x3. So, ito yung sinasabi ko. Pag may negative sa objective function nyo, it is possible for you to have a negative z value. Siyempre, pag nag-0 to, positive ito, negative yung z value nyo. Okay? Or pag mas maliit yung x3, x1 sa negative 2x2, then negative yung z value ninyo. It's possible. But if all of these are positive, okay, positive coefficients lahat yan, imposibleng mag-negative yung z nyo. Okay, so you have to look at your objective. Okay, so now, what did I tell you earlier? You look at your objective, meron ka ng initial solution eh, di ba? Ang initial solution mo, ang basic variables mo, itong tatlo. Okay, x1, x2, and s1. These are your basic variables. And I told you that standard form of your objective, dapat hindi mag-appear yung basic variables sa objective. In other words, you should not see the basic variables x1, x2, and s1 in your objective. If they're there, you have to eliminate them. Okay, you have to remove them. Okay, so is S1 in the objective? It's obviously wala yung S1 sa objective. Okay yan. X1 and X2 are in the objective. Okay, so therefore, since they're basic, you have to remove them. You have to eliminate them. And how to eliminate? Sabi kanina ni Gwyneth, how to eliminate? Gwendolyn pala, sabi ni Gwendolyn. You replace them, since they should not be here, dahil basic variables sila, you replace them with what they are equivalent to from the standard form of the equations. You do not have to go back all the way to the standard form here. No, you do not have to go back here, because this standard form has already been written in iteration 1-1. Ito na yon. And that same standard form kanina, has undergone Gauss-Jordan or elimination by addition, naging ganito na siya, and then finally, naging ganito na siya. So, itong tatlong equations na to are the same system, represent the same system as these three. I hope you see that. It's just algebraic transformation, okay, through elimination by addition. So these three are now represented by the new set of three equations, which are this. And hence, since this is my new standard form of my three equations or constraints, then I would have to eliminate x1 and x2, okay, by getting it from these two equations, where x1 and x2 have a coefficient of 1 respectively. Take note, coefficient ni x1 dito, 1. Coefficient ni x2 dito, 1. So all you have to do is to transpose all the others to the right side to solve for x1 and x2. That's what we're doing. No need to touch x3. x3 is not a basic variable and therefore it can appear in your objective. Okay? All you have to touch is x1 and x2. And for some of you in your assignments, sinolve nyo rin yung S1 from this equation. Okay? Sinolve nyo yung S1. Pero wala naman kayo sa substitute ng S1 dito because S1 is not in the objective, which is okay. Right? So x1 and x2 lang ang kailangan nyo. Right? So let's do that. Okay? So ito na yung transition from phase 1 to phase 2. You have to write down the original objective function and from the optimal iteration of phase 1, solve for the basic variables x1 and x2 in terms of the non-basic variable coefficients, which is the rest of them. Okay? So, let's write it here. It becomes max z equal to x1. Kung titignan nyo, ito yun, no? x1, ito yung coefficient niya, plus 1/3 x3 minus 1/3 s3 plus 1/3, wala na to. Tinanggal na natin to column na to. Minus 1/3 s3 is equal to 5/3. Okay? So let me write that down para clear. So let me label this as equation 1, equation 2, equation 3. Okay? So for equation 1, oh, sorry, you don't need equation 1. You just need equation 2. That is x2, okay, minus 2/3 x3. Please raise your hand if you don't follow. Minus s2 minus 1/3 s3 equal to, wala na yung r2 ha, 11/3. And for equation number 3, you have x1 plus 1/3 x3 minus 1/3 s3 equal to 5/3. Okay? And using equation 2 and 3, we now have maximized z equal to, your x1 will therefore make use of equation 3. Lipat lang lahat sa kabila, no? So, x1 will therefore be equal to 5/3 minus 1/3 x3 plus 1/3 s3. That's your x1. Then, minus 2 times x2. And x2 will be obtained from equation 2 here. Okay? So, therefore, that would be 11/3 minus plus 2/3 x3 plus s2 plus 1/3 s3. Tell me pag may error. Okay, and then that takes care of minus 2x2 and then you just copy plus 3x3. Okay? And then simplify. Okay, max z is equal to 5/3. Mamaya na yung 5/3. Yung x3 muna. Okay. Negative 1/3 plus 2/3. That's positive 1/3 x3. And then for S2, that's negative 2 times S2. So you have minus 2 S2. For S3, that's 1/3 plus minus 2 times 1/3. 1/3 minus 2/3. So negative 1/3 S3. And then, yung X3 pala, kulang pa. May plus 3 X3 pa. So 9 over 3 plus 1 over 3. So that's 10 over 3 X3. And then, yung constant natin, 5 over 3 minus 22 plus 5 minus 17 over 3. Okay, so this is not yet in standard form. So therefore, standard form of phase 2 objective function lipat sa kabila, z minus 10 over 3 x3 plus 2 s2 transpose to the left side plus 1/3 s3 and retain this constant on the right side, negative 17 over 3. So this plus is the standard form of your objective function for phase 2. So may standard form na tayo for the objective, which is this. May standard form na tayo for the constraints, which is this. We can now transfer. No? In fact, it's the same table. Okay, it's the same table without the R1 and the R2. Okay, so let me just do this way. Same table. Okay, class, you see what happened? Okay, I just got the same table. Okay, remove R1 and R2 and then replace R with the R row with Z and replace with the standard form that we obtained here. Okay, so lipat lang. Dapat yung X1, X2, and S1 should have zero coefficient kasi they're the basic variables. Okay, and then X3 will have negative 10 over 3. S2 will have 2 and S3 will have 1/3 as the coefficient. And your Z value is negative 17 over 3, which I've said is okay for this objective. Okay. So this will now be phase 2. Any questions, class?
None so far.
Okay, thanks, Mark. Thumbs up for the rest if clear yung transition. This is what I wanted to discuss with you today, yung transition. Clear ba yung transition?
Sir?
Yes. Yeah.
Sir, yung coefficient ng x3 for the 0, is it not negative 4/3?
Baka mali. Teka. Check. Coefficient ng x3. So negative 1/3. Okay. Tama, no? Minus 4/3. So negative 5/3 plus 9/3. Tama. Plus 4/3. Tama ba?
Negative 4/3, sir. Yung final coefficient.
Yeah, final coefficient. But here, in the untranspose, is positive 4/3.
Yes.
And then when we transpose it, it's negative 4/3. Okay, thank you, for pointing that out. Okay. Kaya class, ito nga yung sinasabi ko, no? In the lecture, you see me asking you constantly to check my solution, di ba? To see if may isang constant ako na nagkamali. Kasi sa dami ng constants, okay, sa dami ng parameters na i-add at isa-subtract ninyo, it is very likely talaga that you will make a careless mistake unless, of course, you're using calculator to solve it and tama yung pag-encode nyo, di ba? But one mistake here would, cost you points. Swerte na lang, no? Negative 10/3 sagot ko, negative 4/3 ito. So therefore, ito pa rin yung magiging entering variable ko. Swerte na lang. Pero yung coefficient ko, mali na. Pero pwedeng tumama yung mga sagot ko later on. Okay? So if that happens, then good for you. Diba? Pero pag nagkamali kayo, kaya nga kailangan nyo talaga i-practice ito. Even the use of your calculator, yung pag-encode at pag-transfer ng answer. Okay, what is the entering variable? What will we choose here? Phase 2 is maximization. Take note that transition tayo from minimize to maximize. So you choose now the most.
Most negative.
Anyone?
Most negative.
Okay, most negative. So therefore, from the coefficients nung walang hindi basic variables, ito, this, and this, positive na yan, ito lang yung negative. So isa lang yung choice nyo. Okay, entering variable. Giving variable. By the way, if you look at this tableau, okay, this is equivalent to iteration, the third iteration of your big M. Kung titingnan nyo yung objective. Third iteration to. Nawala to, sa big M, nawala ito eh. Kasi wala namang ganito sa big M, di ba? Z lang. So, walang ganito sa big M. So sa big M, yung third iteration nyo is actually this. This one. Okay? So ratio. 5/3 divided by 4/3. 5/4, diba? 11/3 divided by negative 2/3. Do not get the ratio. And this one is 5. So what is the minimum ratio, class? Which variable? Anyone?
5/4.
5/4. Which variable? When I ask which variable, okay, it's a test. Answer the question. So it's S. 1. Okay, it's S1. So this is therefore your entering variable and this is your giving variable. With the iteration. Okay. Gwendolyn, that emoji is ano ba tawag dyan? Anong reaction ba yan?
Oh, I'm just like fascinated, sir, because I didn't get to that part. I made a mistake. So it's like, whoa, it's so amazing. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what it means.
Oh, surprised. Parang surprised.
Yeah.
Okay, sige. Okay. So, next, you have iteration 2-2. So iterate na tayo, no? So the goal is to make this 1, okay? Transform this to 1. Pinakamabilis dyan, multiply this whole row by 3/4, di ba? By 3/4 to make this 1, and then convert all of this to 0. Okay, so let's do that. And practice nyo na lang ito. I think this is as far as we can go today. We have a problem next week. I'm gonna share the problem already next week, ha? Next Wednesday, wala tayong pasok. Okay? So that leaves us with Monday, next Monday as our last meeting for the coverage of quiz 2. Next Monday, I will do, may assignment ako sa inyo, di ba? Nag-post na ako. December 8 kasi is Immaculate Conception. It's a Catholic holiday. Okay, so ano tawag dito? Nag-post na ako ng announcement, ng assignments ninyo, nag-publish na ng assignment. You have one for this coming Friday. Meron ba? This coming Friday. Yeah, you have one assignment for this coming Friday. Practice lang ng Big M saka two-face ulit. I just want you to keep practicing. Hindi na natin i-discuss sa class. You just raise your questions na lang if you have pagbalik natin next week. That assignment is due on Friday. And then for Monday, assignment niyo is slide number 73, which is revise simplex. No? I required you already to listen to the lecture. So dapat napakinggan nyo na yan before coming to class today. So you're now in a position to answer the problem in slide number 73 using two-face. Okay, two-face method. Okay, that would be discussed, submitted on Monday next week and discussed. And therefore, wala tayong time for the last topic, which is LP's special cases. Pero just like last term, ang special cases naman, wala namang problem solving yan conceptual lang yan. Okay, it's a conceptual topic. So nag-lecture lang ako 1.5 hours for that topic. Since that lecture is already recorded, then it means that by next week, dapat napakinggan nyo na yung recorded lecture na yun. So we're still good. Okay, we're still good. It's just that siguro I'll just allot by Monday next week, allot 1 hour for the solution, for the solving of the revised simplex two-face problem, 1 hour for that, and half an hour for questions from the recorded lecture. So if you do not listen, wala kayong questions matatanong. Pag nakinig kayo, you can ask your questions. I'll entertain your questions in the last half hour para solve na tayo for next week. We're ready for December 18. Okay? So let's continue with this. X1, X2, X3, S1, S2, S3, and then solution. Let's see. X3 will now take the place of S1. Okay, and as I said, multiply the second row of the table by 3/4. So you have 0, 0, 1, 3/4, 3/4, 1/2, and then 5/4. Okay, I hope you're noticing that every time you have your ratio and you selected a ratio, that ratio represents the value of your entering variable in the next iteration. Okay, always yan. The minimum ratio corresponds to the value of your entering variable in the next iteration. Okay, and then you have to convert all of this to 0. So let's do that. Okay, please do that on your sheets. So multiply this by -1/3, +2/3, and +4/3. So I'll start already with this one because I can just do this mentally. Okay, I got my final tableau already. All of the coefficients are already positive. No? Take note that these three are your basic variables in this iteration. This is iteration 1-2. 2-2. These three are your basic and these three are your non-basic. No? So you look at the coefficients of the non-basic variables. Here, all of them are positive. No? Wala nang negative. Kaya optimal na tong solution na to. And therefore, we say, can you just kindly check the coefficients kung may mali na naman? Okay, just give me a thumbs up if all is well, all is good. Thank you. Yeah, then optimal solution, you just write it down. No, x1 is 502. Thank you, Mark. Okay, so if you got it correctly, then that's good. You can compare it now with your initial assignment that you submitted to me last time. Ang gagawin nyo kasi dito is given that you got it now or mas naintindihan nyo na siya ngayon, compare nyo ngayon doon sa assignment na sinabit nyo sa akin. Okay? And i-check niyo saan kayo nagkamali or saan yung hindi nyo naintindihan. Okay? And then ask yourself, is it clearer or better now? So if the answer is yes, then you work on the assignment that is due on Friday. Diba? Kung ano yung hindi nyo naintindihan, hindi clear dati, tingnan nyo kung ma-execute nyo na doon sa assignment na yun. Okay? Your quiz, the computational part of your quiz, yung procedural part, will be no different from these kinds of problem. No? It's just that you have to do it manually. Okay? You can use calculator to check, but you cannot use Excel and submit Excel solution sheets. Okay, you have to write it manually, and then you're not allowed to use Excel. Honesty system, I cannot see if you're using it or not, but you're not allowed to use Excel. Calculators lang. Okay, so that's why you have to practice. Complete optimal solution requires that you write down the values of the basic and the non-basic variables. Okay, so if I ask you for the write down the complete optimal solution, it means everything including the value of your objective. This is now your complete optimal solution to the model that we have just solved. And as I've said last time, you can always check more or less, tama ba itong sagot ko? Okay? You can always check by going back to your objective function. Okay? That's x1 minus 2x2 plus 3x3. Okay? And therefore, you will have from your optimal solution, that's 5/4 minus 2 times 9/2 plus 3 times 5/4. That's how I check your assignments. No? Titingnan ko kung tama ba yung final answer. Kasi at that time, wala naman akong final answer. Okay? So, chinecheck ko muna kung tama ba by substituting. And unfortunately, maraming hindi natutugma yung Z dito. Okay? At saka yung Z na kino-compute if I substitute the values of the variables into the objective. Okay, so therefore here, you'll have this one will cancel out, negative 9 na to. Ito 15/4, 20/4, that's positive 5. 5 minus 9 will give you negative 4. So you will see that this one is correct. Okay, this one is correct.